Okay, we're back having a look at backgrounds today. We're just going to look at adding a solid color background to our web page. We're going to look at adding an image as a background to our web page. And lastly, we're going to look at adding a gradient graphic or a gradient image to our web page, how we might set that. Okay, we've got our basic web page and I've got it in design view at the moment, so we're just seeing the web page as such. Remember our three views up there, code and split and design. We can choose any one of those to see what we're looking at. But for this one, we'll just have a look in design and see how we do this. Now, to do this, we first of all have to create a CSS rule for the body of our website. So I come over here to CSS panels, and I come down to this little plus sign with the page there, so I can create a new CSS rule. This little dialog box will pop up for you, and you need to change up your selection up the top to compound. Okay, so we'll always choose compound for our selections for our CSS rule. In here, it might already be saying body, but if it isn't, I want you just to wipe that out and just type the word body. That's going to refer to the body of our web page. Down the bottom, it should be applying this to the style.css, which is our style.css page, and that's all good. So we'll press OK. When we've done that, you'll see that a body appears over in our CSS styles, and we get this little dialog box which gives us our options to change some things that will apply to the body of the website. One of those things is the background on the left hand side. So when you select background, you'll get some options over here on the right that you can apply to the page. So the first one we do is a very simple one. We can apply a background color. Now you can just use a little drop down, or you could type in the hexagonal value if you have a particular color you want. We'll just choose one for the moment. I'm going to choose that one, which gives us a little hexagonal value. Now, sometimes if you, the hexagonal values usually have 6 letters or numbers after the hashtag, but you can shortcut it by just having 3 for some codes. So quite sometimes you'll see 3 for some of those hexagonal values, but the true hexagonal value usually has 6 letters and numbers after the hashtag. Okay, let's have a look at what that one looks like. So we've chosen a background color. Let's apply it. Oh, there you go. You can see it in the background. Okay. That background color has been applied to our whole page. Well done. What does that look like in the CSS? Well, we're in our style.css. Let's have a look at the code. Now we need to find that one that says body, don't we? And we scroll right to the bottom and you can see this one refers to the body, and you can see our background color, hashtag 09F, has been applied to that body. That's why we're seeing it in the design view. Fantastic. Okay, let's go back to that. I'm just going to get rid of that background color so I can show you a different way of doing it. I should also mention, I'm just going to delete that code, that you can have a background color as well as an image over the top of the background color. In fact, in most web design, that's preferable because people like to see a color while the picture is loading, and the picture might take a little while to load. So rather than have a plain white background, it's better to have a color in the background while the picture is loading over the top. For this one though, just to show you how to apply an image, we're just going to get rid of that color in the background for the moment. So you might have noticed that the second one down has background image and just a simple browse button. Now I've already downloaded an image file that I want to use, and it's scrolled to it somewhere on my website, somewhere on my computer, and I'm going to use one of these abstract silk backgrounds in mine. So I've chosen this one here. I'll just click on that and press OK. All right, I can press apply and apply that to the page, and we'll press OK, and you can see that that's applied that nice image to my background. Now you might also notice that over on the right hand side down in our local files, that picture has been plonked into our images folder in the root of our website. So if you remember at the start when we created our website, we told it that any images that we insert need to be plonked into that images folder. So that's what Dreamweaver's done for us to make it nice and easy. So when it gets uploaded to our web host, that it will be able to find those files. It won't be looking on my local computer. Those files will go up with all of our other files, so it will be able to find them nice and easily. So there you go. You've applied an image now to the background. Well done. Let's go back again to that body CSS rule, and we'll go back to our background, and let's get rid of that particular image and just apply again. And so we've just got a nice white background again. Now I've created a separate image previously which just has a gradient, and I can show you how to make those little gradient images, but you'll probably be able to easily do that in Photoshop or Fireworks. And my image is 300 pixels high and it's only 2 pixels wide. So I've made my image very tiny because I'm going to use a repeat function for this image to create a gradient in my background. So to do that, I browse for my new image. And this time I'm going to have a bit of a look around because it's not going to where I want it to go. So I have to find that. And here it is here, called gradient. And if you have a look on the preview on the right-hand side, you'll see it's only 2 pixels wide, this image, and 300 high. You might be able to see that it's got a sort of maroon color at the top and a white color at the bottom. So let's have a look at how that works when I apply that one. Okay, let's press OK, and you can see that it's sort of created it. It's created that gradient, but it's sort of gone down the page, which makes it look a little bit funny. Not really exactly the look I'm after. I just wanted a gradient with that color, maroon color at the top, and just fading down to a white color and staying white. I didn't want this repeat happening. So let's go back in there and see what we can do about that. We'll go back into our body dialog box and back to our background. And you can see here you've got a background repeat set. So let's have a look, see what it's on. So at the moment, it must be on something. It's not showing anything, but it's doing something by default. So let me choose no repeat, and we'll apply that one. Now, if you look very carefully up in the top left corner, you can see that my image is just actually sitting there once. My 2 pixel wide image, it's just sitting. You might just be able to make it out, but it's not repeating, and so it's not giving me the gradient effect that I want. So let's try changing that. No repeat doesn't work. Let's try repeat and press apply. Okay, repeat gives me that same effect that I had before. So it's not only repeating across the page, which I actually want that, but it's also repeating down the page as well. So that's not the effect I'm after. So repeat's not the one. So let's try our next one, repeat X, and press apply. Aha, that might be the one I'm after. Okay, now repeat X, obviously, it's repeating my image across the page, but it's not repeating it down the page. So I've now got my nice maroon color fading to a nice white color down the page. Okay, that looks pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with that. That's the one I'm after. So let me have a look in the style CSS and see what that actually did. So I'll go back down to my body. All right, you can see in my body here that the image is put in there, and the image refers to an image that's in the images folder called gradient. Okay, and you can see that sitting in there over in our local files. It also has this property in there, background repeat X, and that repeat X means it repeats across the page or horizontally and not vertically. Okay, that gives us our nice view that we're getting of that nice gradient. So if you ever wondered how people make those nice gradients, there you go. You found out how they make them. All right, well done. Let's move on.